Welcome to our countdown of the world's biggest auto industry lawsuit, Payouts. Now, you might be thinking, Victor, lawsuits? That sounds about as thrilling as watching paint dry, mate. And to that, I'd say, you clearly haven't delved into the world of corporate misdeeds with me. Because, let me tell you, some of these cases are wilder than a runaway shopping cart in a windstorm. We're talking billions of dollars, millions of cars, and enough corporate double talk to make your head spin faster than a faulty ignition switch. Stay tuned to find out which companies had to pay the most and why. Our first contender hails from Germany, known for its precision engineering and apparently creatively interpreting emissions tests. That's right, it's the Volkswagen emissions scandal, or Dieselgate. In 2015, Volkswagen installed software in millions of diesel cars to cheat emissions tests. The cars would clean up during tests, but pollute heavily otherwise. This cost Volkswagen $14.7 billion in fines and settlements. It also tarnished the company's reputation, already struggling with its bill image. Next up, we have a case that's literally explosive. Takata, a Japanese automotive parts supplier, was responsible for manufacturing airbags that, well, had a tendency to explode like a confetti cannon from hell. The problem stemmed from the use of a volatile chemical propellant that could degrade over time, especially in humid conditions. When triggered, these faulty airbags would rupture violently, sending shrapnel flying through the cabin. The fallout was massive, with millions of vehicles recalled worldwide, costing Takata an estimated $1 billion, and tragically resulting in numerous injuries and fatalities. Talk about a safety feature backfiring, literally. Now, let's talk about a company that's no stranger to controversy, General Motors. In the early 2010s, it came to light that GM had known about a faulty ignition switch in some of its vehicles for years before issuing a recall. This defect could cause the engine to shut off while driving, disabling power steering, power brakes, and crucially, airbags. The result, hundreds of accidents, injuries, and tragically, over 100 deaths. GM eventually agreed to a $900 million settlement, but the damage to its reputation and the human cost of its negligence were immeasurable. This case serves as a stark reminder that when it comes to safety, corporations shouldn't be allowed to play fast and loose with people's lives. Chapter 4. Toyota. Unintended acceleration. More like unintended consequences. Remember that feeling when you accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake? Now imagine that. But your car keeps accelerating even when you slam on the brakes. That's the terrifying reality some Toyota owners faced. It led to a massive recall, numerous lawsuits, and a $1.2 billion settlement for Toyota. This case highlighted the importance of thorough safety testing and the need for car manufacturers to address potential issues swiftly. Chapter 5. Ford Pinto, the car that became a fire hazard symbol. And now, we go back in time to the 1970s for a case that sent shockwaves through the auto industry. the Ford Pinto fuel tank controversy. This infamous compact car had a design flaw that made it prone to catching fire in rear-end collisions. Ford, aware of the issue, conducted a cost-benefit analysis and shockingly determined that it was cheaper to pay out potential lawsuits than to fix the problem. This callous decision resulted in hundreds of burn injuries and deaths and cost Ford an estimated $128 million in lawsuits and settlements. The Pinto became a symbol of corporate greed and disregard for human life. Chapter 6: Hyundai and Kia. Inflated claims, deflated wallets. Up next, we have a case that proves even fuel efficiency can be a source of controversy. In 2012, Hyundai and Kia were caught red-handed, inflating their fuel economy claims. Basically, they were promising drivers better gas mileage than their cars could actually deliver. This misleading advertising led to a class action lawsuit and a hefty $395 million settlement. Chapter 7: Fiat Chrysler. More emissions shenanigans. It seems some companies never learn from the mistakes of others. In 2019, Fiat Chrysler, or FCA, found itself embroiled in an emissions cheating scandal, eerily reminiscent of the Volkswagen debacle. The company was accused of using software to cheat on emissions tests for diesel-powered vehicles. This deception resulted in a whopping $800 million fine and a whole lot of explaining to do. Chapter 8: Honda airbag woes strike again. Remember Takata, the airbag manufacturer that couldn't seem to get its explosions under control? Well, Honda was one of the car makers hit hardest by the fallout. The company had to recall millions of vehicles equipped with the faulty Takata airbags, leading to a costly recall and a $605 million settlement. This case highlighted the interconnectedness of the auto industry and the ripple effects that a single faulty component can have. Chapter 9: Nissan. More airbag troubles. Is it just me, or is the air getting tense? And the airbag saga continues with Nissan. The Japanese automaker also faced issues with defective airbags, though on a smaller scale than Honda. These faulty airbags, also supplied by Takata, prompted a recall of millions of vehicles and a $97.7 million settlement for Nissan. The recurring theme of airbag problems underscores the importance of rigorous safety standards and the need for car manufacturers to prioritize passenger safety above all else. Chapter 10: BMW. Emissions cheating, the luxury edition. Last but not least, we have BMW joining the emissions cheating party. In 2019, the German luxury car maker was fined $18 million by European Union regulators for colluding with other German automakers to evade emissions regulations. This case demonstrated that even high-end brands are not immune to the temptation of cutting corners and misleading consumers. Outro and the winner, loser, is, well folks, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the most expensive auto industry lawsuits in history. As we've seen, these cases involve billions of dollars, millions of vehicles, and most importantly, the safety and trust of consumers. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insightful videos. Let us know in the comments which lawsuit surprised you the most.